The world Jesus lived in was not built on mercy. It was built on power. The Roman Empire was the greatest political and military force of its time. For Rome, justice did not mean doing what was right. It meant maintaining order. Rome did not ask people for their hearts. It demanded obedience. What people thought was irrelevant. What mattered was how they behaved. As long as taxes were paid, streets remained quiet, and rebellions did not erupt, the system worked. For Rome, the greatest danger was not armed rebellion. Those could be crushed. The real danger was a change that began in the human mind. Because when minds change, obedience begins to collapse. This is where Jesus entered history. He did not carry a sword. He did not raise an army. He did not write a political manifesto. Yet he said something deeply unsettling. True power does not come from fear. It begins within the conscience. This idea was dangerous to Rome, because Rome could control bodies, but it could not control awakened hearts. When Jesus spoke about the kingdom of God, he was not describing a geographical territory. He was speaking about a transformation that began inside the human soul. For Rome, this was unacceptable. A person who becomes free internally cannot be ruled externally with fear alone. Jesus' teachings were quiet, but they were destabilizing. He did not call for revolt, but he taught people to question. He redefined power, not as domination from above, but as integrity rising from within. Rome understood the danger clearly. Jesus was not dangerous because of what he did, but because of what he represented. An authority that could not be controlled. Jesus did not disturb only Rome. He also unsettled the religious authorities of his time. Faith was organized around the temple. Rules were clear. Rituals were fixed. Hierarchy was unquestioned. Who was pure and who was sinful was already decided. Jesus did not attack this structure directly. Instead, he rendered it ineffective. He removed God from human control. He told people, you do not need intermediaries to reach God. Mercy matters more than ritual. Intention comes before ceremony. For religious leaders, this was alarming. Their authority existed because of distance. Distance between God and the people. If that distance disappeared, their power dissolved. Jesus ate with sinners. He touched the sick. He spoke with those society rejected. In doing so, he made a radical statement. God cannot be monopolized. The problem was not that Jesus spoke about God. The problem was that he spoke about God too personally. He placed the human being at the center of faith. Systems do not gain strength from humanity. They gain strength by limiting it. Jesus humanized religion, and by doing so exposed its rigidity. People began to question, and authority fears nothing more than questioning. Rome and religious leaders often disagreed, but when it came to Jesus, their fears aligned. Rome saw political risk. Religion saw loss of control. Jesus' influence was growing. Crowds followed him. His words moved people. Rome watched closely. Crowds always carry danger. Religious leaders attempted to silence him through debate. They failed. Because Jesus was not arguing logic. He was confronting conscience. Eventually, both systems reached the same conclusion. This man must be silenced. Not because he led violence, but because he disrupted control. The accusations against him were vague. The fear was precise. Loss of authority, loss of stability, loss of power. Jesus became the common enemy of both systems. Silent, yet influential. Unarmed, yet dangerous. History shows us this truth. Ideas outlive weapons. Jesus' threat did not end at the cross, it continues. Because his message was not tied to a time period, it was directed at human nature itself. Every system built on fear resists conscience. Jesus asked questions that remain uncomfortable. Do you choose power or truth? Control or mercy? Victory or integrity? These are not questions empires enjoy. Christianity does not promise comfort. It demands transformation. It does not glorify dominance. It honors restraint. It teaches strength without cruelty, authority without oppression. That is why Jesus' message still unsettles power structures today. He did not aim to overthrow empires. He aimed to change the human heart. And a changed heart is the most dangerous force of all. Jesus was not executed for a miracle. He was not killed for rebellion. He did not die for building an army. He was condemned because he taught people to think without fear. Rome protected power. Religious authority protected order. Jesus protected the human conscience, and conscience has never been easy to control.